Alright, it's finally time to get these summer tires onto the Subaru. Got these tires from the dealership when I first got the car. I got 3 sets of tires, 2 with actual rims on them, already ready to go. These are the summer tires. I've had the all seasons on. The winter ones I'm gonna wait to put on. We didn't have that bad of a winter for me to justify putting those on, plus it was towards the end of the season. But let's check these out and see what the car looks like before them. The tires on these are the Dunlap Sport Max. So this is what the car looks like with the all seasons on that it originally came with from the dealership. I believe these are the stock rims for a 2021 WRX. As you guys can see, I only got 5 lug nuts on these. And these rims come with room for 10. We're only going to be using the 5 that are actually counterboard in 5 locations. Now, even though I'm lifting each tire one by one, we still want to make sure the e-brake is up and it's in first gear, which it normally is when I turn off the car, but we better check. So what you guys want to make sure is that you're in first, that e-brake is up. Now we come down under the driver's side. We're going to have this lip right here. That's where we want to make sure you're jacking up at. Once we position under there, you want to make sure we're going to land flat on that lip. And we start raising her up. Before you lift up the car, you just want to make sure all these are cracked. Now we can raise the car. Here's a better look at those tires, the all seasons, and I believe these are original OEM. I am going to be painting all this black, and we're going to do it the right way, so we're going to clean all this off and get all this debris off. Now that was just our pre-clean. We're going to have to take off all these bolts and get these off properly, and we're going to actually clean them up and paint them the right way. Now in order to take the top of the caliper off, we just got 2 bolts. They're 14mm. There's one right here, and there's one right there. Now it's really important that when we take this off, that we have somewhere to put this on and not let it hang. You want to rest this and not put stress on that brake line. We can pull the brake pads. These still have some life to them. That's where I decided to put my caliper for now. But before we paint it, we're going to definitely have to find a better spot for it. I am not going to lie, for a car with only 20,000 miles, these pistons seem really corroded. Our first order of business, however, is going to be to cover up these pistons and this inside so we don't get any paint on here, because we want to make sure these surfaces are clean, and we're only painting the outside of the caliper. We can also paint this bracket right here, which we'll remove to actually do. So a little trick I do is usually stuff these shopping bags in. Now we're just going to kind of fold all this stuff back over. Just make sure it's protecting the surfaces we want it to. So you either love it or you hate it, but that's my contraption to hold the caliper. Now if we come back here, we have 2 bolts. And there's our bracket. Alright, now that we got our caliper sitting nice and tight, we got the bracket cleaned up. We can cover this with, rotor up. We don't have to take it off or anything. We'll just cover it all over the grocery bag. This may be overboard, but I'm a big guy on any machine surface should be protected. As a machinist, there's a lot of hard lessons learned from that. And there we go. That's our first coat. Now there's better ways, there's still a better way to paint this caliper. It's removing this, the hydraulic line, sealing it, draining that, cleaning it all up properly, then painting it, but I don't have the time to do a full brake flush. So we're just gonna paint it how it is. We're gonna seal off a couple more spots right here that are critical in machine surfaces, and then we'll just start painting it where it's at. We're using high performance caliper paint, high temp. Make sure we give it a good shake. And we're just gonna do a light coat. We're not rushing anything. I wanna stay far away. If you happen to have a box truck, you can use this to hang your L bracket. Alright, all our machine surfaces are still nice and clean. We can mount it back on there. And we'll continue on with the caliper. And that's what it's going to look like when it's all painted and done. And that's how she's going to look. And the whole reason I wanted to paint that is it just looked too bare. And with these center caps, we're gonna actually order them. I didn't get the center caps with these. Alright, now to the back tires. We got the same thing going on. We got the 2 bolts for the caliper and then 2 big bolts for the bracket. This is gonna be a 14 millimeter for the caliper, and then the bracket's going to be a 17 millimeter. These really shouldn't be torqued down too hard. They don't take much. Alright, we can remove the caliper. And then we can take off the clips right here. Now, whatever you don't want paint on, you want to make sure you put grocery bags on and cover it up. And make sure it's not too much of a windy day, because you don't want to get overspray on your body. Shout out to T-Mobile Tuesdays for free cups. And if you guys are getting any wind, you want to make sure you cover up. Now we can let that first coat dry, and we'll move on to the bracket. Here's our painted bracket. Don't gotta go too crazy on those. As far as the color goes on these rims, I don't know about them. They're kind of growing on me slowly, but we'll see if I end up liking them in the next couple days. Might go back to the stock rims, but I'm glad we painted the calipers because they definitely look much cleaner, much sharper.
في أكبر